Hello everyone, this is 05 and welcome to the Cobra Man Central Toy Review. And today I'll be looking at the 2011 release by Hasbro of the Marvel Universe Marvel's Greatest Battles comic packs featuring the Deadpool and Taskmaster action figure review. And today's action figure review is a part 1 video, so we'll be focusing our review on Deadpool. Now I got this straight from a local toy shop, which is about 15 or 20 minutes right from my area for 55 ringgit. That's the retail pricing, around that price anyway. And I've been waiting for this comic pack for quite some time, not because of Deadpool. I already have Deadpool, more towards to Taskmaster, but we'll talk about that in the next review. So let's take a look at the front portion of the packaging, just focusing on Deadpool. Here we got a nice artwork of Deadpool there, based on the comics, and inside the packaging we have the figure, and he's not actually holding the katana on his right hand, more towards that the katana is placed outside of his hand itself. So there is a katana, there's a dagger, and a pistol. Now at the back of the packaging itself we have the Marvel comic for Cable and Deadpool issue number 36, featuring the cover of Taskmaster and Deadpool. Very nice. Now at the back portion of the packaging itself we have the entire wave for the comic packs itself. This will be the Deadpool and Taskmaster, which we will be reviewing right now. And we have the previous wave as well. We have the Wolverine and Silver Samurai, featuring the comic of Wolverine issue number 2. At the bottom section we have Spider-Man and Sentry, featuring the comic of the New Avengers issue number 8. Very nice, which we already reviewed, of course. So without further ado, let's open up this packaging and more or less Deadpool. Be right back. And we're back after doing the figure and the rest of the stuff out from the packaging. Now let's take a look at the comic that came along in the package before we go to the figure. Now here we have the Marvel comic Cable and Deadpool issue number 36. Now in this comic, the story premise about Deadpool, while trying to prove that he is a badass, tries to free Taskmaster because he was captured and was en route to a prison. So he frees Taskmaster and asks Taskmaster to fight against Deadpool on a demonstration to the kidnapped generals. Yes, kidnapped generals, just because he wants to prove to them that he is a badass mercenary, that the general should hire him for his skills. So yes, he did beat Taskmaster, but the general still thinks he's an idiot. He's always been an idiot, so they don't want anything to do with him. So Deadpool wants to thank Taskmaster for, well, intentionally losing, but Taskmaster admitted that he didn't intentionally lose to him. He actually put a sword through his chest. That Deadpool is actually that good, but problem is if he stop acting like an idiot and go professional, then he can go far, but he is still an idiot. So yes, the entire comic storyline is about Deadpool trying to be a badass, but failed. So that was a very interesting read. Let's take a look at the figure's accessories. Now, like all Marvel Universe comic packs, the figures that came along with it doesn't come with, well, base stand. So all he has for this figure is all the accessories. So we have here is a smaller pistol, a black pistol with no paint job, made of a black plastic material color. And the mold of the pistol is nice, but the mold is exactly the same as the single-carded version of the 2009 release of the Wolverine Origins, well, single-carded Deadpool. However, the material they use for the plastic material they use for the pistol is rather soft. Why is it so soft? It's really weird. Anyways, the figure can actually hold it on his right hand very well, and even the left hand, especially on the right hand, which I'm going to explain later. He can store the pistol onto his holster located on his right thigh. Then we have a dagger, and when I say that the pistol was soft, the rest of the material, the plastic material used for the dagger and the swords, are hard. Why is it the pistol so soft is just beyond me. Now the knife here is made of a black plastic material color, and it's actually painted at the bottom of the handle, and the hilt and the blade in silver paint job. This is the same accessory that you find the single color of the Wolverine Origins Deadpool, and you can store this at the back of the belt of the figure itself. Plus that he can build this alright on his right hand and left hand. Then we get a pair of his two katanas. Again, the material they use for the katanas is rather, well, sturdier compared to the pistol itself. Again, this entire thing is made of a black plastic material color, which is painted on the blade, hilt, and at the bottom section of the handle. And you can store these two weapons at the back of the figure because it has some sheaths there, as you can see. Now, problem is that he has some difficulty wielding the sword on the right hand, which I'm gonna show later on. But still very nice, and you can store all the weapons onto the figure, which is also a bonus. But then again, it's the same as the Wolverine Origins figure, exactly the same thing. So let's take a look at the figure's final two accessories, which is stuck onto the figure and cannot be removed: the belt and the web gear. As you can see, the web gear is made of a, well, brown plastic material color, so does the belt itself, but the belt has a bit of paint job. You got a Deadpool logo on the belt buckle there, which is painted in at the edges, painted in red, and the inside painted in black, and two white eyes. You have no way to remove the belt itself. This is part, or well, it's already part of the body itself, but you can store the knife at the back portion here, and two of the swords here. And of course, there's a bit of nice details, shoulder pads, pouches on the side. Very nice. I really wish that they gave this figure with more weapons rather than two katanas, one pistol and one dagger. He should at least have a machine gun or a assault rifle, just like in the single pack. Very nice. Now let's take a look at the figure's paint job. The entire figure is made of a red plastic material color. So the black parts are all painted, even the silver parts and brown parts as well. They're all painted, which is very nice. So the wrist there, as you can see, is painted in black. So does the forehand there, shoulders, side of the ribs are painted in black, side of the thighs is painted in black. This one's painted with the brown straps and the holster with silver buckle. And the heel here, or the ankles, are painted in black straps. Even the boots here, the straps are painted in black, buckle is painted in silver, bottom of the sole of the boots itself is painted in black. Very nice. The neck there is painted with a small little belt painted in black with a silver buckle there, and two of its, well, black spots are painted with two white eyes. Very nicely done, actually. Simplistic, that's his costume, but still very nice. Now, what about the figure's mold? Is there anything new on the mold? Now, let's do a comparison. This is the, I don't have the single color version of Deadpool for the Wolverine Origins, but I do have the deluxe version. And I know they are both quite different, as you can see there. The deluxe version is way more taller, and the mold is way more different. However, for this version, the Marvel Universe comic pack version, this version is exactly the same as the single carded Wolverine Origins Deadpool. Yes, but with a little bit of changes. The head mold, or at least the face mold, is new. And then we have the right hand that shows the pinky finger. That's new. Yes, the single color version for Wolverine Origins of Deadpool don't have this. Everything else is the same thing except for the head and, well, the hand. I really like the pinky hand, but I'm not too sure why they decided to do that. So when you pose the figure with the pistol like so, it sort of makes sense for Deadpool, as you can see there. It sort of makes sense. Very nice. Nice touch. Also, another problem with the right hand is that due to the design of the right hand, it barely able to hold the sword properly. So that's a bad point there. But the entire mold is the same thing, so nothing much to shout about. And it's a bit more shorter compared to the deluxe version, if you can see that. The mold is actually not bad, because the original single color version, the black spot on his eyes there, for the single color version is way more bigger. For this version, the black spots are a bit more smaller. Yes, so at least you get something different. That's not bad. The mold is actually quite nicely done. It's the same mold from the Wolverine Origins, so nothing to shout about. So let's take a look at the figure's articulation. The head cannot pivot up and down, just a little bit, cannot go side to side, but can turn 360 degrees. Torso here can move forward, back, side to side, and turn 360 degrees. Elbow joint, shoulder joints here, my bad. Shoulder joints here can turn 360 degrees and lift the arms this high. Elbow joints can bend this far, back, and turn 360 degrees. Wrist joint can turn 360 degrees. And as I mentioned before, this is the Wolverine Origins movie figure, so it actually has ball joints for hips, hence why it is way more different to the other Marvel Universe figures, because this is not a Marvel Universe figures. So you got a ball joint for hip that can actually turn 360 degrees, and it has a hinge in the middle, so you can move the legs forward, back, side to side. You got a swivel tie there, also turn 360 degrees as well. Typical joint. Double jointed knee that bends this far, very nice. Can do a lot of dynamic poses. And ankle joint that pivots downwards, upwards, and turn 360 degrees. Very nice. Now let's fully equip Deadpool with all the weapons. First, let him equip the pistol, because apparently his hand there, the way he posed the little pinky, seemed to suit very well to have him pose with the pistol. And another funny thing about the pistol is that due to its soft material, it's actually much more easier to have the figure hold the pistol. You can see that. I'll put the dagger on one side of the back, like so. Have him place the sword like so. Have him wield the sword. Very nice. So there you have it. Deadpool here. If I'm gonna give a rating out of this figure, at least you get something different for this version of Deadpool. But I really don't like the soft pistol, because just now when I tried to place the pistol onto the hand and try to fit the trigger finger into the trigger hole itself, the finger guard broke for the pistol itself due to the very soft plastic nature of the pistol itself. So that's a bad point there. But the entire figure is actually not bad looking. I really like the interesting mold for the hand, and a new head sculpt is actually not bad. But the entire figure is basically the same thing as the single color version of the Wolverine Origins Deadpool. The entire body and accessories is the same thing, nothing changed there. So if I'm gonna give a rating of this, he's nothing to shout about. It's the same old Deadpool there. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Yes, 6 out of 10 for Deadpool here. And I thank you all for watching. This is Lucy05 and I'm signing off.